channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Lorianne. Really excited to be hanging out with you guys in this video because we are at Great Wolf Lodge. We're gonna be here for 3 nights. Today's Saturday. We check out on Tuesday morning. We just got checked in and got to our room and put all of our stuff down. I'll give you a little room tour in a second. It is our first time here. We've never been here. We did Kalahari 2 years ago and we did the Cartwright Resort last year, which was really great. So we're excited to explore this place and see how it kind of compares to the other two. From where we live in New Jersey, it took us just under 2 hours to get here. It was a pretty easy drive, pretty much a straight shot. And when we pulled up, we actually ended up valet parking the car because there's a lot of cars in the parking lot and I didn't think we were gonna get parking anywhere near the hotel, and I didn't want to walk from like all the way in the back parking lot to get here. It's a little bit of a hike. So valet was $15 a night more than to South Park. A convenience factor, but I figured it was worth it. Check-in took a little bit longer than I would have liked. I think the check-in girl was just really chatty with Mike, but it was really fine. They also have self-service kiosks to kind of speed up the process. We didn't do that, but you could do that if you wanted to, so that's kind of a cool added feature. And just like Cartwright and Kalahari, it's like a cashless resort, so you just scan your wrist badge and your like card that's tied to your room is all tied to that, and that's how you pay for things while you're here. It also makes it really easy to kind of just like navigate the resort. Go back inside and I will give you a little tour of our room. So that's the door where you enter the room, and then right there you have the bathroom right away. Little kind of closet area here, luggage bench, and then you've got kind of your vanity area. So in there you just have a tub and a toilet. And then the counters out here, which I like because it is easier as like a family getting everybody ready when this thing can be separate from the rest of the bathroom. Then you get another mirrored long countertop here. You have a mini fridge and a really large garbage can, which is nice. I hate those like tiny little like hotel garbage cans. When you've got like kids with you, you need like a real garbage. There's no microwave in the room, but you do have coffee. Little coffee section there. We always bring water. We always bring a case of water. Across from those mirrored countertops, we have the beds. We decided to go with a double queen because the way we tend to do this is like one parent sleeps in one bed with one kid and one parent sleeps in another bed with the other kid. We try to get them to share a bed together so that we can sleep in a bed together. It just never works out that way. And you have your TV and your media console there, which is also your dresser. You get a little table here and chairs. Then you get a little like living room area here, and it's separated by like this kind of half wall. One thing I wasn't expecting about this room is how high the ceilings are. But we are on the 4th floor, so I doubt that the floors beneath us have this high of ceilings, but it is kind of cool. And then we have just like a little balcony or terrace here with a beautiful view of the parking lot. Check-in time at Great Wolf Lodge is 4 p.m., but you could always go early. If your room isn't ready, they'll hold your stuff for you and you'll just take your pool stuff down to the water park area where they have bathrooms and changing areas for you, so you can still enjoy all the amenities of the resort even before your room is ready, which is really nice. We couldn't get there early on the day that we were going, so we checked in at check-in time, but the pool doesn't close until 8 p.m. or the water park, so you still have plenty of time to enjoy it even if you get there a little bit later. That's what we did. We hit the ground running. We explored the kind of kid pool. There are 4 water slides in here, a pink, a double blue one, and then the green and yellow ones, which look like they're bigger, more extreme slides, but they're actually pretty slow still. So as a parent, you have peace of mind that your kids aren't flying down the slide. And then we hit up Buckets, which is like the really casual takeout spot for dinner. Kids did chicken nuggets and we shared a pizza. We just got back from the water park and we changed. And I looked out the window and realized it is snowing. It's like really coming down. You can only really see it if you look at the light.
I wish we had a fireplace.
There was an option for a room with a fireplace. The same room that we have, like the double beds, and a fireplace near the seating area, but I forget. It was more expensive than this room, but not by much, but I just was like, we're barely in the room as it is. The kids want to go to the arcade that's downstairs, so we're gonna do that for a little bit and then come to bed because I'm tired. I am starting to come down with the cold that the kids had earlier this week, so I'm hoping that I can like hold off on the worst part of the symptoms until we're like home, but we'll see. While our kids have never met an arcade they didn't like, this one wasn't my favorite out of all of the resorts. I think Kalahari and Cartwright have better arcades. They're more integrated in kind of everything else they have going on. This was kind of in a room across from the water park. It was closed off, so I didn't love that. They had games, but a lot of the games were like spin this to win more tickets, so not the most fun. But overall, like the kids had a really good time. It was what it was. Day 2, we got to the water park just after 10 o'clock, so we had a lot of time to play and explore. And this day, the kids loved the hot springs pool. It was a very popular attraction for all the families there. It was just a really nice heated pool, but it got very crowded. They also loved these water slides. They're like the bigger of the kid-friendly water slides. I thought Ariella would be scared, but she wasn't. And it was so cool that they were letting parents go down them too. I remember a lot of like the kid slides at Kalahari and Cartwright, there were rules about which like the adults actually could go down. And a lot of them adults were not permitted to be on. So this was really nice to see that they were letting the parents get more involved, especially when you have really little kids, like you want to be with them for that. This pool was cool. It's like a little obstacle course on the lily pads they go across. Parents are allowed to go in to help, but there's no swimming in this pool. There's another pool next to it that has more room for open swimming as well as basketball hoops. That was really occupied by older kids a lot of the times. There is also a lazy river, a wave pool, and a splash ground playground area for like really, really littles, as well as a bunch of water slides for older kids and adults. Out of all of the water park resorts that we've been to, this wasn't my favorite water park. I would have to say that Kalahari, I think, was my favorite. My kids were a lot younger then, so I don't even fully think they got to enjoy all of the attractions for them. I think we're gonna redo Kalahari now that they're a little bit older, but I would say Kalahari was my favorite water park out of the 3 that we've been to. But this one was still nice, and there was still plenty to do, but I do think if you have older kids, it might be a little bit better. Back in the room after a fun day at the water park. Got down there just after 10 today, and it actually opens at 10. So like right after it opened, we were down there. And I'm always curious about how entering the water park is gonna go, because the first time we ever went to a place like this was Kalahari, and it was 2 years ago. And we went right after Christmas, so it was really, really busy when we went. But I remember like our first full day there, we kind of like moseyed about, like had breakfast, got downstairs to the pool, and we're like, okay, so we actually have to get down here really early if we want to get a seat, because it was so packed. You couldn't even get a seat. Not even like a single chair anywhere. It was crazy. So then the next morning we made sure we got up early. We had breakfast early so that we could be downstairs at the pool right when they would open. And we got down there like, I don't know, 10 minutes early, and there was a crazy line. The only reason we got through as quick as we did is because there was a separate line for strollers, and at the time we had our stroller because Ariella had only recently turned 1, so it ended up working out for us and we were able to get like a decent spot. But it was crazy, so I'm always like, is it gonna be that crazy again? But honestly, here it's so relaxed. Like, they don't even check your bags when you come in to make sure you're not bringing anything in that you're not supposed to, which I thought was interesting. I'm pretty sure like at Cartwright, like they checked your bag. Like they just like get a little quick peek on the inside, I think. I don't really remember now, but I know definitely at Kalahari, they checked our bags before we went in.
Mommy, can I have some water?
Yeah, of course you can have some water. Check mommy's bag. That's where your water bottle is. The bag we brought to the pool. It's over by the sink. Another thing I noticed here is that there are lifeguards all over the place, but I feel like they're a lot more laid back than they are at like Cartwright or Kalahari. And that's not to say that I don't feel like it's safe, because I feel like it is. I just feel like they're not as like, I don't know, there aren't like as many rules that they're like constantly blowing whistles for. Having so much fun.
Yeah.
I love playing mermaids in the pool with you. It's my favorite.
You play me with my mermaid?
The mermaid toys?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Right now we're all just hanging out. Josiah's watching a show on the iPad and Mike is napping because it's literally like, I don't know, it's probably like after 4. We literally came up, did baths, and just threw on comfy clothes. I have no idea what we're doing for dinner. Last night we kept it really low key. When we do these things for like 3 nights, we like to do like one ultra casual night, like one a little bit nicer night, and then like just one chill casual night. So last night was our ultra casual night. So I don't know what we're gonna do tonight. I guess I'll wait for Mike to wake up from his nap for us to figure it out. Hi.
What is your name? I know. Ricky.
Seashell.
Mer-
Ricky. Is that your mermaid's name?
Yes.
Okay, your mermaid can be Ricky. Mine will be Seashell.
Hi.
Hi, Ricky. Another really cool activity you can add on for your kids is the Magi Quest activity. This is part of a couple of like the packages they offer through the resort that you can add on for your kids, or you can just do this kind of a la carte singularly. They have a shop downstairs where you buy your wand and there's costumes and stuff. Kids were getting really into it. We didn't do it this time because our kids are a little bit young, but they have this like award ceremony they do every day at the tree for the kids who have gotten to certain levels in the quest. It's pretty cool. We ended up at Fireside for dinner this first night. This is the order to table sit down restaurant. The other one is a buffet style sit down restaurant. So we did this. This was kind of like our nicer dinner of our stay. It was okay. And then we headed over to the Build-A-Bear workshop because why not? This is so nostalgic for me. But I like that they had some of like your standard Build-A-Bears. They had some of the licensed characters like Hello Kitty, and then they had some of their own like exclusive characters, some wolves that are part of the story time that they do. And then even the dragon Josiah picked is actually a character that's part of their Magi Quest activity. So we named him Dragonite and brought him home. And then Ariella picked out a Hello Kitty named Ricky, just like the mermaid you met earlier. Everything is named Ricky. But I just thought these were really cool keepsakes for us to have from our trip. Okay. Oh.
Oh my god. That
I lost that. Go grab that. We finished up dinner at Fireside, I think was the name of the restaurant. The other one is Table and Timber or Timber and Table or something like that. And that's the one that's open for breakfast and dinner. And then the one we were at today is open for lunch and dinner. I think we're gonna go to Timber and Table or whatever it's called tomorrow night. Fireside restaurant was okay. If we're rating it like on like 5 stars, I would give it 2.5 maybe. I don't know. Mike and I both ordered like a pasta dish, which is actually like not like me. I typically don't order pasta unless I'm in an Italian restaurant. And I didn't want to order something like a steak at a place like that because I figured it wasn't gonna be any good. So I was like, whatever, like this could just be kind of like a comforting kind of meal. And it was okay. It wasn't terrible. A little, very garlicky. Mike got like a short ribs bolognese, and he said it again, same thing, good, didn't blow his socks off. And then the kids just had chicken tenders. We're being tested for the first time because Mike is in the bathroom, and we all know dads and bathrooms, it's like a 40-minute situation every time, no matter what they go in there to do. Anyway, and both kids are saying they have to use the bathroom, and we only have one bathroom in here, so we'll see how that shakes itself out. We're gonna head back down to the arcade again tonight and play some games because that's what the kids want to do. We'll see how this goes. I'm figuring Josiah should be fine because he did take a nap after we swam in the pool all day. He took like an almost 2-hour nap, so he's gonna be okay. But Ariella has been up since 7 a.m. splashing about in the pool all day long, playing, has not napped at all. And I can tell she's getting tired, but she's really trying to hang. I'm just a big kid myself because I genuinely enjoy playing arcade games with my kids. This is Josiah and I winning a Mario Kart. Don't know how we won. We were in last like the whole place, but we took the W at the end. And then Ariella wanted to go up to bed, so I brought her up to bed, but she didn't want to go to bed. She actually wanted to have a dance party. So she and I were having a dance party with their little light up sticks, and Josiah and Mike came home and they joined the party. This is all before quiet time hours at 11. So it was a late bedtime. On day 3, we treated ourselves to a little breakfast at Timber's Table and Kitchen. They do a nice breakfast buffet, lots of options there for everyone. Normally when we do these kinds of trips, I bring breakfast type foods like yogurt and muffins and stuff up in the room, and we just do quick breakfasts before heading to the water park. So when we actually sit down for breakfast, it's a little bit of a treat. How is it? Good.
Who has the best chocolate milk?
You heard it here first. 5-star review for the chocolate milk at Great Wolf Lodge. Day 3 for us was a Monday, and I thought this would be the slower of the days in the water park, but it actually was the busiest day in the water park, which was surprising because this is during the school year. It's not a holiday, but it was Super Bowl weekend, so I think it was a little bit more quiet during the weekend because people were dealing with Super Bowl activities, especially because the Eagles were in the Super Bowl and we were in Pennsylvania. So I just think that is probably a big deal, and a lot of them were doing that and not hanging out at the water park. But on Monday, everybody was out celebrating, vacationing, and it was crowded, but it was okay. There was still plenty of room. We were still able to find seats pretty easily. I would say that if you are somebody who likes to have the best seat in the house right in front of like the pool where you know your kids spend most of their time, then you probably want to get down there before the pool opens, just so that you could be one of the first people in and get a primo spot. Doesn't really bother me to be a little further away, just because we are with our kids in everything that they're doing right now at their ages. I also will say, I feel like 3 nights is the perfect amount of time for a trip like this. We've done 2 nights before. Like when we went to Kalahari, we only did 2 nights, and we didn't feel like it was enough of a break from like the mundane. It felt like we packed and then unpacked like back to back. There was barely any time in between. 3 nights feels like a good amount of time away, and it gives us enough time to check everything out and explore everything without doing the same thing too many times that it feels repetitive and boring. We also, this trip, did something new where we gave each other some time to ourselves. So I used mine to do hot tub stuff. Mike rode water slides. After we were all splashed out and cleaned up, we headed down to Timber's Table and Kitchen again for dinner. And I was so glad we ended up here. We were gonna go to Fireside, but there was a wait. So we ended up here instead, and it was the best dinner I had had the whole time we were there. That New York strip from the carving station, so good. The kids loved the meatballs and all the other little things that they got to choose from at the buffet. Then we played some glow-in-the-dark mini golf. This was so much fun. It is a paid add-on. It was $7 a person, and there are 9 holes that you play. The kids had a really great time at this. When we walked by at 5, it was crazy busy, but when we came back at 7, it was much slower and we didn't feel rushed and there was no wait. So I would say either do it early or later. Hey, Jojo, let me see you get it in the hole. Good job, Joe! Yeah! Everyone had so much fun playing mini golf. I did not keep track of the kids' scores, but I kept track for Mike and I whooped him. I didn't realize how bad he was at golf. I guess there goes my dreams of us like retiring and being like country club golfers when we're older. And then we headed across the hallway to the 10 Paw bowling alley to play a little game of bowling. This was $7 a person. Again, it's first come, first serve. And this was also a lot of fun. I'm glad that they were all working properly. At Cartwright, when we went, we paid, and then the lanes were so glitchy and it was always so crowded. So this was nice to actually be able to use this kind of add-on activity. The only add-on activities we didn't do was the like rope climbing thing. One, I wouldn't let my kids do that, they're too young, but it was also closed for the winter because it's an outside thing. And then there's a mining activity and a maze activity that we didn't do. But there's always next time. After that, we just played a few more arcade games and then cashed out on our points or whatever, our tickets. They had so many. They came back with a loot for sure. And then we grabbed some ice cream from the creamery that they have right next to the arcade, and we headed back to the lobby to watch this little story time that they do under the big tree every evening. So this was a lot of fun and a great way to just end the evening. I don't even know what time it is. I want to say it's probably around 10:30, 10:40. The kids are still up, by the way. They're having a little bit of iPad time because they were like really like, no, we don't want to go to bed. And they stayed up so late last night that like I just think that this is the new schedule. I'm a little bit nervous. So much fun. We had such an eventful evening. Dinner, mini golf, bowling, ice cream, movie. It's not really a movie. I say movie, but it's just like a short kind of a short film that they play in the lobby. Like I think they play it twice in the evening. I think they play it at like 5 and then they play it again at 9:30. It's really cool because before they do that movie at 9:30, I think it starts off with like bingo, and then there's like some kind of dance thing, and then there's something, and then there's another dance thing, and then there's the movie. So they do a bunch of stuff in the lobby for like the kids and the families. So when we cashed out at that arcade, they told us we had 5,400 tickets.
That's the most we ever had.
It was so many tickets, but it's funny, like on our last night, the card was empty and I was like, we didn't have a lot of time. The kids wanted to go to the arcade. So I was like, I'm just gonna put a couple of credits on it, let them play for like 15 minutes, and then we'll cash out and we'll go get the ice cream. And I did, and then they wanted to play this thing where you like spin the dice. You just spin a Monopoly dice, and basically like a wheel goes around, and whatever it lands on is how many tickets you get. It's like nothing like impressive. But Ariella was like having trouble, and I was trying to help her spin it, but she didn't want me to help her spin it. She threw a fit because I helped her spin it. And then it landed on 1,000 tickets. We got 1,000 tickets. And then we were playing another thing, Josiah, where you have to like hit, it's like supposed to be that thing at the boardwalk where you have to like hit the thing as hard as you can and make the thing go up. Well, Josiah hit it and it went all the way up, and at the very top it said only 10 tickets. So I was like, oh, he hit it really hard, but we only won 10 tickets. But I don't know what he did because he ended up getting a bonus, and he also won 1,000 tickets. Yeah. So we won 2,000 of those 5,000 in the last like 10 minutes.
I did like this and I slammed it really hard.
Yeah, you did, and you got 1,000 tickets.
Yeah.
That was cool. Let me get in here. And Ariella picked out a bunch of cool prizes. I was saying to Mike earlier that these kinds of vacations, even though they're just like short, just a few nights, like whatever, they're so important because they really do make me realize and like remember that the kids are not the hard part of parenting. It's all of the other stuff. It's all of like the responsibilities and the adulting and all the, you know, like the stuff that's not fun. It's like remembering to grocery shop and meal plan and, you know, the school schedule, everything you have on your plate at work, the bills, like all that stuff. And all those things that you deal with during the day, like break down your patience more and more. And then by the time you're back with your kids at the end of the day, like you don't have all the patience in the world to deal with them when they're having, you know, meltdowns or they need extra attention from you. Like you just don't have it in you. But when you're on vacation and all you have to do is chill out and enjoy each other as a family, you have all the patience in the world to deal with the problems as they arise. You know, when they're delaying you getting out the door because you've said put on your shoes multiple times and they're not, like you don't lose your cool over that. You're just like, you laugh. Sometimes like you can actually like get into the silliness with them and laugh because you're not in a rush to get to the next thing and do the next thing. It's just chill. Right?
Yeah.
Did you have the best time?
Yeah, best time in the world.
Me too. I had so much fun with you. What time is it?
It's bedtime.
You sure?
Yeah.
Bedtime?
Yeah.
Bedtime, bedtime, everybody, bedtime, 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 everybody, bedtime. What time is it?
Bedtime.
What time is it?
Bedtime.
All right. Take your butt to bed.